how did you get into this realm of high performance teams and this idea of team emotional intelligence?
I had been a psychology major as an undergrad, and I decided to go back to school and specifically look at teamwork. And so in my degrees, I got a couple of graduate degrees, and I learned a lot of stuff that was in the books. And then I said, this just doesn't quite fit with my experience. So then I started doing some experiential learning training, including one specifically at the National Training Laboratories. I did a 2-year graduate school program with them where they taught me that the secret to facilitating a great team, leading a great team, was to understand the emotion in the team. That you could read, if you could read the emotion, if you could feel what other people were feeling, and emotion is contagious, which we now know, we now have evidence of that. But at the time, it was just their sort of speculation. They said, what are you feeling right now? And they would force us to be in a group and facilitate and use emotions to do that. But it wasn't anywhere to be found in any of the books, right? So anyway, some of my research focused on that. But then a few years later, Dan Goleman published his work on emotional intelligence. And it was a huge aha for me because it gave me labels for what I had seen, what I'd been doing, and really what I was seeing in the teams that I was studying. So I had the wonderful luck to have as one of my mentors, David McClelland. And McClelland actually was Goleman's mentor, Richard Boyatzis' mentor. You may know those names. But Goleman was the first person to say that we should stop hiring for IQ because IQ wasn't predicting success at work. I said to McClelland, let's do this with teams. And so he was kind enough to do that with me. And so my first study was in an organization with 300 teams. And we got a sample of really outstanding teams by all metrics. And I can tell you more about that in a minute if you're interested, and an average performing teams. And that was when I built my first, what I called at the time, team competency model. It was really the cultural differences. It wasn't about the individuals in the team. I studied the individual skills. That did not predict the outstanding, how the outstanding teams emerged, although everyone thought it would. What I learned was that it was about the habits or the norms. The outstanding teams had these habits that just motivated people, put the team on a continuous improvement mindset, created joy. They were having a good time, those great teams. And the average teams were good at some of that, but not all of it. And in the end, when we looked at the performance, we found that, and this was back in the early 90s, the outstanding teams were making $9.8 million per year more for the company than the average performing team.